Okay, Nathan Doutnhan from Rice University. I don't know if you can see me at all, but great talk, excellent. So I've been exploring a little bit of dynamic analysis on these web app frameworks as well as static analysis. So I thought that patterns are really cool. Could you talk a little bit about how you might include some type of runtime monitor or use combined dynamic analysis to help you find these patterns as well?
Yes, actually, inside the paper, we discussed 4 types of dynamic targets. Some of them, it could be some solutions statically, while others, we really need, for the moment, we consider it as the help from the developer. So let us say one function is called dynamically. So at least we need the developer to tell us which functions just will be called to go in these directions. Merging between tools and approaches, it will be very useful actually for solving this type of patterns.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah, well, we are waiting for the next local question. There is an online question from Azar. How much effort would it take to extend this tool to other languages, such as Java or Python?
So in our work, we show the patterns between PHP and JavaScript. Many of the patterns, they were both in the 2 languages. So there's many of the repetition between them. Now we are working on Java, and maybe in the future we will provide a platform that will help the community for everyone to add patterns systemically in the same structure.
Yeah, just a quick comment. So indeed, the patterns are already online. I mean, it's already an old version because we already improved them. So it's a kind of continuous improvement that we are providing on these patterns. And we are working on Java, and there will be a framework available open source soon where essentially when you have patterns for another language, you can use that framework to add also your static analysis tool if you want to do the measurement and to repeat what we were doing essentially.
Yeah, actually I got another question. For example, I think my analogy of this tool is if the web application speaks a complex language, right? You tell it to speak in a simple language so that it's more nice to the analyzers. So during this process, I noticed that the analysis, the transformation is done in a menu-driven approach. Right? How you think about to automate this process? For example, if you find there's one CVE cannot be discovered by the tools, can you summarize the pattern so that it can be automated? Or if there's any situation, the second question is actually, is there any situation you find a logic that is too complicated, there's no simple language can describe that? That's my question.
If I understand your question well, you mean about the automated transformation that we did 5, and if it's possible to do that for all the patterns. I understand, right?
Yes, not all the patterns, just try to summarize the high-level abstraction.
Actually, this will be very interesting for upcoming works. At the moment, we focus on 5, and we found many discoveries. I will say that some of them will be very complex, some of them will be possible, but doing this work and continuing in our patterns, that will show that it's very useful, and that will help the tools to have better coverage for the source code.
And the second question is there any complicated logic that cannot be easily translated?
Yes. Actually, especially as we mentioned before about the dynamic patterns. So for some of them, we really need so I define transformation in 3 types. The first type that it could be keep the semantic. The second that we need to apply over approximation, and in the third we need the help from the developer. And yes, in some cases we really need the help from the developer because the tool will have no clue how to solve this case.